Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to your very own BYJU'S 9th and 10th grade channel. I'm your teacher Aishwarya and in this particular video we are going to be solving the top 10 most important competency based questions from the chapter Control and Coordination. So I hope all of you here are excited for today's class, which is live streamed, and I hope that for all my students who are watching this live, I hope that my audio, my video and my screen and whatever I'm writing on the screen is visible to all of you. If it is, students, please do give me a quick thumbs up to get started, and as we know, right, everything is good to go. So I can see that a lot of students are here, right? Good evening to Mamta, Ritu, Tarika, Shivani, Adiba, student Ash, Akshara, many students are here. So very quickly, please make sure you share this video with all of your friends as well, because this right here, right, practicing competency based questions right from the beginning itself is going to be very helpful for your board exams, right? So we will take it chapter by chapter, we'll take it combination wise, and in the end you will not be scared at all about competency based questions. So good evening everybody, good evening Ari Agarwal, Seema, Aisha, Alpha Edits, who's my new student. Welcome to class. Welcome to all the new students who are here, right? Good evening. So now, of course, students, this particular class is not going to be a very big class, right? I'll try to wind this up in 40 minutes because we just have 10 questions, yes? And today we will not just be solving questions, but we are going to focus on the approach you need to apply for solving such questions so that you get a little more confidence, because it's not just about solving and finding answer. You got to also understand how to go about it, right? Now, secondly, another thing that I want to keep in mind is because it's only going to be 40 minutes, I need your focus. If you're not able to focus for half an hour also while solving question, that's a little bit of a problem, no? We need to slowly get started, which is why in my class, I always tell you, right? In my class, a few things I expect. First and foremost is to have your textbook and your notebooks ready, right? Have your pencil, paper, whatever, pen, pencil, eraser, sharpener, whatever you want, go get it so that you can have all that ready and you're not missing the class. Secondly, and most importantly, please make sure that all of you have your water bottle so that you can drink water whenever you want. And please focus in class. That is all that I ask of you, right? Please focus in class. Kindly don't say I am ignoring you, because of course I don't ignore you. And we will solve each question, so there is no mentee today, right? So anybody asking for mentee? Absolutely not. But now, of course, we will be doing YouTube polls as well for all of you, so you can answer in that, right? Yes. Okay. Yes, you can, Ansh. Let me know in the comments of a geography video preferably, because I know you have that. Life journey. This is exactly what I said. I don't ignore. I may miss some comments, right? And make sure that you don't forget to hit the like button on this video and stay subscribed, right? So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. So of course, Vedant, mostly we'll do reproduction a little later because midterm exams are coming, for which many of you don't have reproduction chapter, right? Yes, you can have online book, offline book, whatever you refer. Just have your textbook with you. That's all I request, so that you can highlight the important pointers. Okay? Are we ready? How's the Josh, everyone? How is the Josh? Are we ready to kickstart? This is going to be control and coordination, right? So we're going to start with question number 1. I hope the Josh is high. Yes. So students who are watching this much after the live stream, you can also pause the video whenever you need to be, and you can pause that part and try to answer it yourself, and then we can get started. Yes. Awesome. Now let me tell you where I've got these questions from. I've got it from official CBSE competency manual that is there after the videos, after the live stream. I'll put it in the comments. You can access that manual. The PDF is available for every chapter. You will have questions. I've taken it from some previous year question papers. I have taken it from some reference books, and I have taken it from your exemplar. So it's a combination of competency, right? Yes. Okay. So now, of course, students, let's get started. Let's have a look at the first question, right? First question on your screen, right? We will be updating the playlist very soon, Ash. I think for the past few videos, it's not updated. We'll update it soon. Ranjit, can we have the first set of polls? Sapna suffers from a condition due to which her average blood sugar level is going to be 174 mg per dl. Now, the average blood sugar level in a healthy adult is said to be less than 140 mg per dl. Now, which of the following could be the cause of Sapna's condition? If the screen is blurred, go to settings, go to advanced settings and put the, pixel that you want. Now, you have four options. Insufficient thyroxine, we have insufficient production of insulin, excess production of thyroxine, or excess production of insulin. Yes, the poll is live, students, and I'm waiting for your answers, right? Awesome. Now, so far I can see many of you here. There's a competition happening between option B and option D, right? So in the meanwhile, as you vote, right? Yes. Oh, I'm not a strict teacher. I'm not strict. It's just that I prefer, like in class, so that you have proper learning. I always prefer to have these things ready in the beginning itself, right? I'm not strict at all. I'm very chill only. But it's just that when I'm trying to teach you and then if you distract me, I'll lose that flow. That's why I tell you a few things like keep this in mind. Basfaraj, why the angry face? Why angry face? Yes? Ash Bacha, it's not updated. We'll be updating it soon. So let's have a look as you all are answering. What is your keyword here, right? What is the keyword? The keyword is average blood sugar level, right? So here now we will be focusing, right? We are going to focus on the hormone. So now clearly we know that it's a hormone that is responsible for regulating blood sugar level. Now clearly we have out of the four options, you have A and C, which talks about thyroxine. Now we know that thyroxine that is there is a hormone which is responsible for regulating metabolism. So it is not these two options. We can eliminate them, right? We can eliminate them. Now next, they are saying that average blood sugar level in Sapna is 174. But ideally, it should be less than 140. That means what's happening? We see that there is a hormone which has to regulate the blood sugar level. It is not doing its job, right? And in this particular case, we know that this is a condition called diabetes where sugar levels are not effectively regulated. Why does this happen? This happens because of insufficient amounts. So for students who are here, Ansh, put it in the comments because I will not be able to answer this. I'm teaching biology now, right? So in this particular case, what do we see? It is not because of excess production of insulin. It is because of insufficient amount of insulin, which is why the correct answer is option B. And I can see that close to 60% of you have given me the correct answer. So well done all of you. Well done. Star mark for all of you. Yes, can we wind up the polls, Ranjit? Yes, very good. So look at the approach. See, I'm not just telling you this is a question, this is the answer. I'm teaching you approach also, how to interpret questions, right? So pay attention, okay? Yes, thank you so much, Tikshita. Please be regular in class and trust me, board exam is going to be cakewalk, right? Awesome. Now let's move on to question number 2. Yes? Question number 2. Hefty question, very simple and easy. Sher Bhanu, kya hua? Why angry face? I feel like now you're sending angry faces just for me to take my name, right? Or take your name. Yes. Oh, okay. Hypothalamus is not a gland. It's part of the brain that regulates the functioning of the pituitary gland. Okay? Yes. Cakewalk means easy peasy. Moving on. Auxin is a plant hormone that promotes cell elongation and is produced by apical meristem. It inhibits the growth of lateral buds which are present at the nodes. As long as sufficient auxin is produced by the apical meristem, the lateral buds remain dormant. A gardener wants to plant in a hedge and wants the plants in a hedge that he is growing to become bushier with more branches, right? Which of the following should he do? You have 4 options. Spray water on the tips of the stem to increase the growth. Dig around the plant roots and apply more manure. Trim the hedges by cutting off the tips of the stem or remove all weeds that grow in and around, right? Yes. So now I can see many of you have voted, but now, okay, so far 42% is voting for option C, around 20-24%, right? So some competition is happening between option B and option A. Okay, yes. Soon Bhagwan class wo hoga. Ma'am, remembered Maggie. Okay, all right. Awesome. So let's look at the approach, right? It's not there on the screen. Click on top. You will be able to find it. Okay. So just give me one moment. Okay. So now, of course, in this particular case, right, ma'am, no, C is in competition. C may, we see that it's more, right? Let's have a look. Now, in this particular case, we see that auxin is a plant hormone that is responsible for producing cell elongation. And we find it in the apical meristem. Now, we see that this right here inhibits the growth of lateral buds, right? That means that it does not allow lateral buds to grow, or it inhibits lateral buds, right? If a plant wants to grow laterally or sideways, auxin will not allow. Because what will auxin do? Auxin that is there, it is going to allow it to go taller, right? So, in this particular case, if we want it to grow laterally, spraying water on the tips is not going to do anything for us, and neither is removing all the weeds around it, right? We are not allowing a plant to grow laterally in any way. So in this particular case, we are left with A and C, right? I'm sorry, I eliminated B in this case, sorry. B is dig around plant roots, sorry. So of course, in this particular case, I've also eliminated option A as well for all of you, because we know that if auxin is present, it will only allow a plant to grow upwards, right, in height, yes? So now, of course, in this particular case, we see that it will also allow for sideways growth. If auxin is not there, we see that it will allow sideways growth as well, which is why in this particular case, if you trim the hedge by removing the tips where auxin is produced, right, it allows for sideways growth. Now, I'll give you one fun fact here. Auxin and cytokinin are regulated in a very interesting manner. Can we close the polls, Ranjit? So, as we all know, right, auxin and cytokinin that is there is regulated in a, based on how much auxin is there, like based on the ratio of auxin cytokinin, we see that we know that whether a plant is growing tall or a plant is growing laterally. More auxin means it will shoot upwards. More cytokinin means it will shoot laterally, right? So this right here is going to be one extra information that I told you. But in this particular case, most of you have got the answer. So 2 marks for all of you. Now very quickly, I want you to tell me if you are clear with this question. Are we all clear? Yes? Ma'am, cytokinin helps in all this, but why is it affecting apical dominance and delaying leaf senescence? Delaying leaf senescence is delaying aging, right? That means it's promoting growth. Now, why does it not allow elongation to happen? Because that is a function of auxin, right? So, auxin and cytokinin are like frenemies that are there, right? They're like frenemies. Yes. Awesome. Okay, I will reply to doubts in the comments. Don't worry, right? Now, if you are fundamentally not clear with the concept, it could be difficult, Sunita. So, I request you to go and watch the video that I've done on chemical coordination. It will help you, right? Yes. Okay. Very good, very good. Now we will move on to next question. Question number 3, everybody, on your screen. Gibberellin helps with elongation of stem specifically, right? So we see that they also promote germination of seeds as well. Ranjit, can we have that turned on? Thank you. Cytokinin helps in production of chlorophyll, allows for cell division to happen, right? So it promotes all of that, student Ash. Hardik Pandya, function of pons is to regulate breathing. Coming back to my question number 3, I forgot to read the question only. We have a figure given to us. Biology is all about diagrams, right? So we have a given to us where they are saying that auxin that is there is synthesized in part X of the plant. Geeta took a potted plant like this, and what she did? She cut off part X, and then she took the plant and she kept it near the window, and she kept it for 7 days. What is she going to observe, right? Part Y bent towards the window. Part Z started to grow upwards and out of the soil. Part Y did not grow at all, or part Y grew upwards. The poll is live, students. It is live for all of you, right? Yes. Okay. Manisha, I will give you the answer. Yes? Now, this is a very, very interesting question. I am curious to know what all of you have voted the answers for. Interestingly, I can see that many of you here have voted saying that, ma'am, 45% is like, ma'am, they grew. Okay. Yes. Where is Z? Oh, I'm hiding Z. Sorry. You can see the question. Now, I want you to tell me what is X, Y and Z. You all have voted, no? All of you have voted. Sarvesh, I'll give you the answer, bacha, but let me do this question first. I have a question for that as well. Now tell me, what is X? X they have already said. X is tip of the plant which synthesizes your auxin, right? So X is the part which synthesizes auxin. Now what is Y and Z? Tip of the stem. Very good, Siddhant. What is Y and what is Z, right? Arey, don't tell me it's an alphabet. Stem. Okay, Y here is the stem, right? Y here is the stem. Very good. A is the apical meristem or the tip. Y is gibberellin. How can Y be gibberellin? They have not said. See, your question has told you that in part X, they are synthesizing auxin. Here, it is not the internodal region, right? This is the stem and gibberellin promotes it. But gibberellin is not synthesized there, right? Yes. So now, of course, we have Z, which is the root, right? We have the root. We are clear with what is X, Y and Z. We are all clear. Now go back to the question and try answering it once again. If Y is your stem and if the place where auxin is synthesized is removed, what is going to happen? Think now. You have a part where it is ideally supposed to synthesize auxin, but we have chopped it off. So now will Y, which is the stem, grow and bend towards the stem? Grow and bend towards the window? Because many of you have still voted, 50 odd percent I can see has still voted. Now percentage is decreasing in 50, right? I can see 50% here, 18% here, 18% here, only 14% which has voted for option C. See, also you are overcomplicating it. Let me tell you. Do not consider other hormones at this point. Do not consider gibberellin might be there and all of that. In such questions, whatever is given to you, you focus on that one thing only. They are not asking about gibberellins or cytokinin. If they want information or if they wanted you to answer with that perspective, your question is going to have that. Now you give me the answer. You can re-vote, I think. Oh, you can't re-vote. Okay. Now you give me the answer in the chat. Yes. Okay. Now understand that plant started growing upwards and out of the soil is not possible. How is it going to grow outside the soil? Maybe your logic would be that, ma'am, stem is there, stem grows outside the soil. Okay, but still it does not realistically make sense. Now you're saying, ma'am, part Y. See, auxin is there. We know, ma'am, if you keep auxin here, window is here. We know auxin is synthesized in the shady part. It is going to bend. Now clearly in the question, right? In the question, they have said that X is not there. The part which is producing auxin is no longer there. And as per this question, only X is producing auxin, right? So is it going to bend? That part has been cut. So is it going to bend? No. So many of you, 50% who answered saying, ma'am, it is going to bend, has not considered the fact that X or the place where auxin is there is no longer produced, right? I'll explain it once again. Now is the interesting part. How will you decide if it grows upwards or if it is not growing at all? Now, if you are saying it grew upwards, you are considering that there are other hormones which promote cell elongation, like your gibberellins or whatever, right? But now very clearly we are only focusing with respect to auxin. So if I am focusing only with respect to auxin, we know that if auxin is not there, elongation of cell is not going to happen. Then in this particular case, it will not grow at all, right? It is not growing to grow at all. That is our conclusion. Have we understood this? What was our question? I will repeat it once again. There is a plant given to us where the information in the question is just that. We see that the part wherein auxin is ideally supposed to be produced, right? We see that this right here is removed. That means what is happening? No auxin, right? And we will not hypothetically imagine cytokinin is also there, gibberellin is also there, so growth should ideally be happening, right? So here you should not have that assumption that this is going to happen, right? See, you are assuming about other hormones. Question mein to nahi hai. This is the difference. This is the difference between your information, right, and your question, right? You have all the information with you. You need to apply what is asked in the question itself. Are we clear? Ma'am, auxin will grow till 7 days and plant will bend. Before she kept it near the window, she cut off plant X. Read the question. She took it and she first cut out plant X. Uske baad she went and she kept it near the this one, what is that, window, right? And we know ideally when we keep a potted plant near a window, oxygen is synthesized towards the shady region. That is why we see that the stem will bend in the direction of the light. But here technically what is allowing or what is promoting growth, that is not there, right? So which is why in this particular case the correct answer is option C, right? Ma'am, isn't it natural for a plant to grow even if the top part is cut? It is, right? But here we are specifically saying, right? So that is where your other hormones are coming into the picture. Now, see, normally when you do stem cutting, which we will learn later in the next chapter also, when you have stem cuttings or when you want to take a new plant and grow, you will always say that you want a plant which has a nodal region in it, right? Why your nodal region? Because you have some meristematic tissue there, right? So you have meristematic tissue, you have some hormones which are synthesized. Hoga, naturally it is going to happen because in a real world scenario, you have other hormones, you have various other things which are in the picture. You are not considering real world, you are considering the question. ठीक है, question में क्या है? Interpret that and do it. Yes? Are you clear? नहीं Vedant, it will not happen. Because 7 days के पहले only we have cut it, no? We are clear now? Ma'am, why oxygens only accumulate? Because oxygen that is there, right? See, along with, understand that oxygen that is there contributes towards that tropic movement, right? And it is a sensitive one. But when you talk about growth in general, it is not only oxygen that is contributing towards it, right? So we see that growth, when we talk about it, all growth related movements are technically accumulation of your oxygen, cytokinin, gibberellins, which function at various levels. See, it's a very intricate process, not like first oxygen will come, then gibberellin will come, then cytokinin will come. Don't think of it as a linear thing. As and when what the plant requires, we know that that percentage is there, right? Yes. Okay. Albin. Yeah, I should know, but sometimes I'm a little forgetful, right? Yes, Anshansh, you can ask your doubts here, but please don't spam. Your seniors are trying to study here, right? Glowing, why is this useless? You tell me, what are you not understanding? Ma'am, can it be that a plant doesn't have other hormones and you are asking us to imagine that this plant has no other hormones, hence C? See, let me tell you one thing very simply, right? In your examination, and I'm talking to you about a question point, right? Imagine Sarvesh is asking me about neurotransmitter. Now, when we talk about maybe transmission of impulses, right? Or maybe, let's take a scenario. Now, when you're talking about transmission of impulse, how do you know whether we're talking about neuron or nerve? I could even assume nerve, right? Maybe question when neuron is given, but I can say, ma'am, it could be sensory nerve also because many nerves are made up of sensory neurons, right? I'm giving you an example. So here it is not about assumption. It is about what the question is asking, what we interpret it, right? So that is what we're trying to say. Ma'am, why oxygen in the shady regions? Because oxygen is sensitive to light, right? Oxygen is sensitive to light. In a growing plant, what happens is that, see, it's not like if I take a potted plant and I keep it in the shade, oh, only then oxygen will be synthesized. No, oxygen is synthesized in a growing plant. Just that in the case of phototropism, which is the movement or the growth related movement in the direction of a stimulus, it gets synthesized in the opposite or the shady direction because this is sensitive to light. It will not go in that direction. If it goes in that direction or if it makes oxygen in that direction, it will break down or it will not survive, right? Yes. Mixed neuron and relay neuron are not the same. Mixed are, first of all, we don't say mixed neuron. You say mixed nerve, right? Yes, it is mixed nerve that is there, which is a combination of your sensory and motor that is present in your tongue. Relay neuron is different, right? Moving on to question number 4, everybody. Easy peasy question. Yes? After all the heavy weighting, heavy lifting questions, easy peasy one. So can we have the poll? Harish is there? Yes. During pollination, plants ensure that pollen grains from a species germinate on the stigma of the same species. Which of the following ensures this? A. Hydrotropism, B. Chemotropism, C. Phototropism, D. Geotropism, right? AV, can I give the answer to your question towards the end if you don't mind, right? I'll give it towards the end. We will do ante preparation very soon. We are prioritizing your midterm examination first And side by side, it will help you with your anthe preparation also, right? Yes. So what are your key points? Movement of pollen grain or germination, right? This is in response to some chemicals that are there, right? So growth related movements in response, right? In response to chemicals that are there is what we call as, I can see majority of you have given the answer. It is option B, which is chemotropism, right? Shilpi, function of adrenaline, it's not adrenaline gland, it is adrenal gland, right? Adrenal gland that is there produces adrenaline, which helps us the fight or flight response. Whenever you are scared or whenever you're feeling nervous, right? All those things that are there are you feel that because of your adrenaline. Yes? Easy peasy students, all of you. I'll not say 4 out of 4, I'll give you 3 out of 4. Okay? 3 out of 4 marks so far. Yes? Very good, very good. Ma'am, oxygen is present in opposite side and it grows towards the sun. No! It is synthesized in the opposite direction. Cell elongation happens here, right? So basically, it's like if I have this pen, I can keep these balls one on top of the other like this, and I can increase the height, or I can keep it at the bottom. So what happens is during the growth, the cells are getting joined at the bottom, which eventually increases in growth, right? Yes. Okay. Ma'am, which chemical present in stigma? So stigma basically has sucrose in it. It has a sugary chemical, and along with that various other chemicals are present, for which I'm not able to remember the names. Oxygen ko sunlight pasand nahi hai, nahi pasand hai. Yes. What is wavelength? Saurabh sir is the best person for that. I am not I'm not a pro at that. Yes. To an extent, Shilpi, that is one bit of it is adrenaline, but yeah, you can say that. Okay, question number 5. This is a CBSE question bank 2021 question. This is going to be tough if you read the questions properly. Organisms depend on hormones as well as electrical impulses for the transmission of signals from the brain to the rest of the body. What can likely be an advantage of hormone over electrical impulse? A, it is secreted by all types of cells in the body. B, it is secreted by stimulated cells and reaches all cells of the body. We see that it is relayed to the target organ faster than an electric impulse. Or D, it does not go to the target organ at a faster rate than the electrical impulse. Students, read the question. I don't want to be giving this hint, but okay. What could be the likely advantage of hormones? Advantage, not disadvantage or not incorrect statement. Okay, be honest. How many of you like this question? Arey ma'am, I don't know what is the answer, but the question is nice. Very interesting, very tough question. Looks competency type, no? How many of you like this question? See, it's okay if you get the answer wrong also, okay? But it's about understanding what you mean by competency. Because this will go to show the depth of concept you have to apply in order to get the answer, right? Mujhe pasand hai, awesome. Right? Yes. See, if you are regular to class, let me tell you, see, picking these questions is not some Monday job, okay? It takes a lot of time. You have to refer multiple textbooks. You have to refer multiple books, PYQs, your exemplars. We need to go through everything to make sure that it's there. This is not from exemplar. This is from a CBSE question bank which was released, right? I will explain. Don't worry. No problem, right? So, I can see 41% is voting here for option B, 24% for option C, and 19%, okay, 19% here, close to that for option A, and 15%, okay. We can close the polls, right? Ma'am, my teacher, what was that? I missed that comment. Okay, either ways, right ma'am? A only ma'am, 100% sure. I love the confidence that you have, right? I'm very confident. Keep the confidence. If it goes wrong also, don't lose your confidence, right? Keep that confidence. Now let's have a look. Yes, I'll explain sensory. See, doubts that are there, I will keep it towards the end of the class so that whoever wants to leave the class after that and don't want to stay for doubt section, they can go, right? And may whoever wants to have extra doubts, I will, take that. Now, We're talking about sensory and motor, we're talking about the nervous coordination and we're talking about hormonal coordination, right? Now, hormonal coordination, that is, there uses chemical signaling like your chemical messengers as hormones. Then you have neural control that happens with the help of electrical impulses. Now, let's have a look at our options. We'll bring it back. Now, when you talk about hormones, right, we know that hormones that are there are chemical messengers which are, yes, we see that which here are synthesized by a specialized group of cells, right? So they are secreted by a specialized group of cells. So can I say that all cells of my body, my skin cell, my muscle cell, my, maybe let's say my stomach, okay, not gastric gland, but okay, yeah, my skin cell, my muscle cell, everything will secrete hormone? No, right? Absolutely not. This cannot be the answer. It is not all cells. It is specialized cells, right? And similarly, when you talk about electrical impulses, we know that electrical impulses are faster when compared to your hormonal control. Now, if I want to know how the pen feels, right? If I want to know how the pen feels, I know this because my receptors are there in the surface of my tip, right, of my skin. It's sending information to my brain. I am able to process and I'm able to hold the pen, or I'm able to know how the pen feels. So this is pretty fast. Unlike maybe, let's say, how much time my breakdown or let's say my blood sugar level getting regulated. That is not going to be fast, right? So is it going to be faster than your electrical response? Think about it. Always when you need to identify, right, in these kind of things, give yourself an example. No? Give yourself an example. Is electrical impulse slower, right? How can your hormones be faster than that? Then your hormone will be responsible for regulating your reflex arc, no? Reflex action that is there. Now, it does not. So here it's saying it is related to target organ faster than electrical impulse. Now it is saying it does not go to the target organ faster than the electrical impulse. Okay, alright. So now we are saying it could be this, or it could be it is secreted by stimulated cells and reaches all cells of the body. Now what could be, how will you decide that which is a more likely advantage, right? Which could be a most likely advantage? Now this is little tricky, I agree, right? See, this is a function. It does not go faster because of very obvious reasons. But how is this an advantage? How is speed an advantage, right? We are talking about what could be a advantage, right? If I say that there is me and there's Ranjit sir who is 6 feet tall, right? There's me who is 5'1" and there is Ranjit sir. Now imagine both of us are playing basketball, okay? Now let's say that we are playing basketball and both of us know how to play basketball. What will be Ranjit sir's advantage? Is it that he can play basketball, or is it the fact that he is tall which gives him an added advantage? Tell me. Piyush Bacha, don't abuse in class. Use proper words, right? Use appropriate words. Yes? Ma'am, it is not B because it does not reach all the cells, only target cells. Okay, but we are talking about all hormones at this point. We are not saying only one hormone. We're saying hormones in general, right? And hormones have an impact on most cells of our body, right? So height here is an option, right? Height is an advantage. Now pace of electrical impulse, right? This right here is a function. That's the nature that is there. It's not likely an advantage. Yes? Which is why I'll not consider this. Now I agree with you that, ma'am, you can't say all cells. It's target site, specifically target size. I agree. But between the two options, which is a better answer, right? Most but not all. Correct, Vedant. I agree. But in this point, amongst your both options, which gives you a better answer, it should be option A, right? Or option B. Which is why the answer here is option B. Right? Yes? Exactly. More or less, we are organized. We know that at some point, all the cells, the functioning is regulated. So are we clear with this question? Yes? Are we clear? Piyush, how does that matter? You tell me. How is this helping you learning with control coordination? Yes, ma'am, main to toot gaya. Kyun? Don't. This is exactly why I knew some wrong answers were coming my way, but that's why I'm saying be confident with what you answer. Even if it goes wrong, it is okay. But you be confident. When you talk about this, I am breaking the question down part by part, right? Yes, part by part. I'll start, I think we'll do our environment first, and because it's Chottu chapter, we'll wind that up and then we'll do how to organisms, okay? Yes. Awesome. Did you like this question? But I will give 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I keep forgetting you, I meant one wrong. 4 out of 5, right? Ma'am, you didn't understand my phrase. I'm so sorry. You tell me what you told, no? Okay, ma'am, can you repeat all? Aditya, towards the end of the class, I will repeat, okay? Chaitanya, doubts that are there. Yes, all the doubts I will do towards the end. Awesome. Now moving on to question number 6. This is a sample question paper from your seniors paper, right? Copycat. I am of course replying to you. Just that some doubts which are there, I am not taking it, right? Ma'am, what is stimulus? Stimulus is basically any external agent or could be internal that brings about a change within our body or a response, right? You have 3 figures given to you from which you need to identify which depicts a tropic movement. Easy peasy question. Super simple. If ICC students are in my class, this chapter is going to be a combination of 2 chapters for you. That is nervous system and chemical coordination in plants. And I will be doing a video very soon which is going to be dedicated to an in-depth explanation of chemical coordination in plants. If you want that video, you let me know in the comments, right? Because as much as it's an easy topic, if you know the depths of it, it will also help you for 11th standard if you wish to pursue biology, right? Yes. I like how now you're getting confidence. Arey ma'am, you give me one tough question, then you give me easy question, so I feel good about it, right? Very simple. How to interpret the question, right? Now, you need to know your tropic movements. Now, 2 tropic movements are here. Actually, you only need to consider one, which is your geotropism, right? Geotropism, which is which is response towards gravity, right? So this is what we understand as geotropism. Now we know that roots are positively geotropic while stem is negatively geotropic, right? So in this particular case, if I keep a plant sideways, my root will bend towards the ground, right, or towards gravity. But ideally my stem should go in this direction. So it cannot be A because stem is going downwards. That is not possible. Then next may stem is going in the correct direction but root is also going upwards. No, right? Absolutely not. Which is why in this case we see that C represents the correct one. Now in this case from the 4 options, right, the option that says only 3, that is the correct answer. So your answer here is option D, which is 3 only, right? Very simple and easy. Deechita, I will tell you in the end of the class. End of the class. Hi Lavika, hello. In all this, I forgot to put polls. I completely realized about the polls. We forgot about it. Okay. Which hormone helps in sideway growth? Cytokinins that are there, right? Ma'am, C can represent phototropism? Yes. But we are saying which depicts tropic movement appropriately. Root also, if you consider phototropism, it should go in this direction, no? Absolutely not, right? So even if you consider phototropism, none of it would work, right? Because your sun is going to be here. So you need to have one which says positive phototropism and negative one, right? Awesome. Moving on. Question number 7, everybody. This is also very easy. This is from Delhi Government Sample Question Paper 2022. Person X suffers from a condition that affects the normal functioning of the pituitary gland. Which among the following is likely a direct effect of the person's condition, right? Yes. Hi, aesthetic bacha. Hello. I'm not BYJU'S 9th. No, I'm taking class, so I'll have to do this. Sorry, copycat. I know that has a sarcastic underline saying, ma'am, thank you for replying after 40 minutes. Chat is running so fast, no? And reserve your doubts. I'll do the doubt board. I'll try my best to clarify as many doubts as possible. Hi, Ravi. Hello. Ma'am, boards mein itne easy question aate hain. It's always going to be a mix of questions. So I hope all of you know what type of questions are going to come in your board exam. It will be some direct ones, some competency based ones, right? Ma'am, A, B, dendrite A, B end point. Can okay. Ma'am, mujhe science mein, why is it, I feel like all of this is very tough to read. Somebody sending me Hindi mein options and all that. It's very difficult. Questions are helpful. That's all I want to hear. Right? That's all that I want to hear. Yes. Okay, this is very easy. Insufficiency of iodine, irregular heartbeat, insufficient growth of body, inability to regulate blood sugar levels. So we're talking about something that affects the normal functioning of the pituitary gland. What is the functioning of pituitary gland? We know it's a master gland that regulates the functioning of other hormones, but also we know that it produces growth hormone that impacts the growth, right? So irregular heartbeat, insufficient of iodine production, we will not consider all that. First of all, insufficiency of iodine is not because of pituitary gland, it's because of your diet, right? Yes, which is why in this case, pad lijiye please, team 7, done. So in this particular case, if there is not enough pituitary gland, it will affect our growth, which is why the correct answer is option C, right? That is insufficient growth of the body. Sakshi says, ma'am, one of these questions came. See? All these questions we pick are not some essay heavy questions. We spend time, right? We spend a lot of time to make sure that it is good. Hello, Dance with Misty. Hello, yes. मैम पहले भी बोला था मैंने I didn't read Fazil. I will read and come back for the next one because I don't know much about it. I will read and come. Okay? Okay. I'm not Punjabi. I'm a South Indian. As in I'm from Karnataka. It's very confusing. Moving on to question number 8. Look at the following figure and identify the structure labeled incorrectly. Firstly, which diagram or what does this show? Can you tell me? Very beautiful looking diagram from some very easy peasy diagram that's come in your textbook. What does this show? Piyush, why? The language. Please mind your language. I'm so polite to you. I know I shouldn't be reading these comments, but my eyes just go there, right? Okay. Ma'am, when will you take heredity? Soon. Ankita ma'am will do electoral politics. Political science is not per se my forte, right? Yes. Which is, now first tell me the diagram. What does the diagram represent? I will explain genetics, don't worry. If not me, Ankita ma'am will explain, but both of us will explain, don't worry. What is the diagram? Somebody said synapse. Neuron diagram. Synapse. Okay. Waiting for more answers. Neuron. Axon terminal. I'll tell you the answers are wrong. Neurotransmission. Axon terminal. Yes! Who was it who said that? I will go back to that comment. Archita and Saloni. Followed by AV. Very good. But Archita, Saloni were the first to give me the answers. Neuromuscular junction. Yes? This is a neuromuscular junction that is given to you. Synapse is a fine gap that exists between two neurons. And I think Sakshi, one doubt was you were asking me. Manisha was asking me a doubt. Manisha, I will take your question as well, right? So here we're talking about a neuromuscular junction. Now there are many of it, but here what is A pointing towards? A here is pointing towards a neuromuscular junction, right? Which is why in this particular case, 42 of you have said, ma'am, A is labeled incorrectly. A is labeled incorrectly. How is that possible? A is pointing towards this region which represents a neuromuscular junction. They have put a bigger box. Ideally, if they have put a chuntu box like this, you wouldn't have seen it. And then you will say, ma'am, no, A is not labeled. But A here is a neuromuscular junction, right? Now, B here is axon. So, B is also correctly labeled, right? Now, what is C? C is a muscular diagram, right? C is basically the muscular fiber. I like how Vedant said, ma'am, D is not there. Did you all see this D here? Can you all spot D hiding here? How many of you have noticed this D? D is hiding here. D is there. This is why I said making sure that focusing on a D mein hai, right? Arey, 10th, ma'am, I say first, but you didn't take my name. Sorry. Very, very sorry, right? Okay. Nobody saw D. Because nobody is paying attention to question. Everybody is in hurry to answer. What is D? D, again, if you tell me, ma'am, D is synapse, let me tell you, we're talking about a neuromuscular junction, right? So what is D? Very good. Team 7 guy. It is a neurotransmitter. Exactly. D should be neurotransmitter. But what did the question say? Question said D is electrical impulse. Nahi na? It can't be electric impulse. D is not electric impulse. D is neurotransmitters. Which is why in this case, the part which is labeled incorrectly is option D, right? Yes, very good. Correct answer here is option D. Now we will move on to question number 9. Question number 9 is NCERT exemplar, right? Very, very easy question, this one. Which among the following statements is correct? I will put 5, 6 underlines around correct because you guys will read correct as incorrect. About receptors. Deekshita, you will get to know about my favorite cricketer, but how is it going to help you with control coordination? You tell me that first. Because I'm trying to teach you this part which is very important for you, right? So you pay attention and then I will give you the answers. Study first, baki sab later, right? You are in your 10th standard now, no? If you are in 9th and 8th or 7th, it's still okay. Abhi to you are in 10th. You have to pay little attention to the fine things, now? Yes, awesome. Gustatory, so you have to identify which is true, right? Yes, Ansha, I will reply. Gustatory receptors detect taste, while olfactory receptors detect smell. Both gustatory and olfactory receptors detect smell. Auditory receptors detect smell and olfactory receptors detect taste. Olfactory receptors detect taste, while gustatory, oh my god, this feels like a tongue twister. Simple na, halwa question? Okay, so here you should know what are receptors. What are receptors? They are basically specialized cells that are there which have the ability to perceive information from the surroundings, right? Or they are able to detect the presence of a stimulus. Now in our body we have various types of receptors. Now why am I teaching you this part? I am teaching you this part because in your sample paper you have a very similar question, which means that there could be a chance that question on receptors could come in your board exam. So pay attention to the concept of receptors, right? So now of course, as you see, we are able to detect light with the help of photoreceptors which are present. And I'm sure you would have heard about the rod cells and the cone cells from your human eye chapter. Now olfactory receptors are specialized cells which are present in our nose that help us detect smell. And gustatory receptors are specialized cells which have the ability to detect taste, right? Piyush, if this is how you're going to continue talking in my class, you can leave, right? But if you're doing this to get my attention, that's not the right way to get my attention. You give me the right answer, you will grab my attention, right? Yes, moving on. You have auditory receptors that are there which help you in hearing, right? And then of course you have thermoreceptors which help you in touch. So in this particular case, what do you see? We see that from the 4 options, B, C, D are incorrectly marked, which is why the correct answer is option A. And many of you here have given the correct answer. So I am super proud of all of you, sending you lots of love, right? Yes. Proud of Vimala, proud of Krisha, proud of many others. Phonoreceptors are also there, right? But again, like I said, questions which are specifically targeted, I have covered, right? Now students, before I wind up today's class, right, more or less our class is going to be done, right? Class is going to be done. Very quickly, I want all of you here to tell me, right? So I want all of you here to tell me how are you feeling, right? How are you feeling about it? Phonoreceptors are basically another kind of your auditory receptors that are there, right? Another name for your auditory receptors is phonoreceptors, yes? So now of course helps in hearing, so that is the case. How are you feeling? Well, confident, good, I'm feeling bad. Q, why are you feeling bad? That's what I want to know. Tenties, yes, I have taken your name. I just want you to have a confidence in solving competency, right? Half the time, many of you will get scared telling, "Arey ma'am, competency nahi hoga, nahi hoga, nahi hoga." Don't. Practice, 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 practice. That's all, right? It is not about, see, if you want to do competency question, you keep studying, studying, studying. It's one aspect of it, good for you. But you also have to practice, right? Keep practicing. Keep studying with us. More of these sessions will come your way. More practice questions we will focus on so that we have exhausted every possible thing that is there, right? Arohi, if you're having pre-boards, I would suggest that you start revising right away and you plan, right? So Manushri, at this particular point, extra books, of course, there are many in the market, but focus on NCERT and Exemplar. And for the other questions which are there, see, you can refer to publications like Arihant, Oswald, then there's EduCart. There are many brands which are available, but again, like I said, focus on this. PYQs and all that, if you want to solve also, you need to have a one-stop space. You can go to the BYJU'S website, you can download the app, all of that is possible, right? Okay, so fatafat, if you've enjoyed this class, I hope all of you have hit the like button on this video, right? I can see good number of you watching this video, so please make sure you show me your love by hitting the like button. I say nothing else. I only say you show me your love by hitting the like button. No, I don't ask you for anything. Yes? Yes. So you have me, you have my blessings, you have my confidence. Last question. This is Manisha's question. Manisha's question is running very fast. Ma'am, I asked 3 extra questions. I will give you in homework. Ma'am, dendrite A, B, end. Oh God, let me take a screenshot. Students, this is an NCERT exemplar question where 4 options are given to you from which you need to identify in which option the correct flow of impulse is given, right? So as you answer, I am quickly going to answer Manisha's question, which is closely related to this. Ma'am, dendrite A, B, end point of neuron in this. Can we say A? Can we write cell body instead of cyton? Yeah, you can. You can, Manisha. Yes. Arey, no problem, Deechsita, towards the end. Observe the question and then give me the answer, right? 42%. Okay. Oh, competition is happening between A and C. Yes, 40, 41, 40, 41. Okay. Midterm series, soon we will start. Most of you have exams after 15th, I mean between first week of September, na? So we are planning along with that. 83 votes, okay. It's a tie at this point, 40, 41, 40, 41. Okay, very good all of you, very good. No problem, copycat, no problem. C will win. A and C is at a tie right now. It's at 41%. A and C is at a, see, 12% here, 5% here. I can see there is 42. C has edged out by 1%. Very good, very good. Correct answer is option C, right? Option C is the correct answer. Now, we have eliminated A and B, right? Now, when you talk about neurons, we know that first of all, neurons or electrical impulse maze, neurons are arranged end to end. So, dendrite, cyton slash cell body, axon, axonal terminal, dendrite, right? So, here in both the cases, neurons are arranged properly. Yes? In both the cases, neurons are arranged. But why is A not the correct answer? Look at the flow of impulse. It is saying it will come from axon to dendrite. Is that how information is passed? Is information passed from axon? Look at the arrow. Arrow is saying it is going in this direction, right? Are cyton and cell body the same? They are the same. A is not the answer. It should be C because here it is going from dendrite through the cell body to axon, to the axon terminal, then the dendrite. So students who have not focused on the arrows have made silly mistake. And this happens 99% of the time. Direction can be wrong, right? So this right here should be important. Ma'am, this can be a response message too. Whatever message, it will never be axon to cyton or axon to dendrite. It is always dendrite to axon, right? Manisha, yes, cyton and cell body are the same, right? Okay, are we clear? So your autonomous nervous system that is there is part of your the peripheral nervous system that is there, right? So basically there are multiple bifurcations of your PNS, yes? So in this particular case, your autonomous nervous system, they kind of regulate all the involuntary actions that happen, right? Yes. Ma'am, apni silly mistakes ka kya karu? Good questions. What do I do? So again for Chetna and many others who are not clear, see here you have neuron 1 where dendrite, axon, dendrite, okay? Now ideally how should the impulse go? If A was the answer, it should go in this direction. But your arrow is showing reverse direction, which is why A is not the answer. Correct answer here is option C, right? Terminal, axon terminal is also there. Sorry, I will write that. Axon terminal, right? ठीक है. So when you have silly mistakes, silly mistakes that are there happens when you don't read questions properly. So focus on questions, right? Focus on these questions. This will be very, very important. Ma'am, will these type of questions come? They can come. They have asked questions also, or they will give you diagram based questions. So they'll give you these 4 and then they may give you 4 options. They could do that as well, right? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much everybody that all of you are feeling confident. Now, receptor is receiving, acceptor is not a scientific term, right? Okay, ma'am, what are characteristics? I have a class in 4 minutes, so I won't be able to take many of your doubts because I have another class. But whatever, this is a homework question for everybody. What is going to happen if I reduce how much iodine I am going to consume in my diet, right? If there is less iodine in my body, what is going to happen to me? Give me the answer in the comments of this video. Now, I know there were many doubts which I pushed towards the end of this video. So I would sincerely request you to put your doubts as well. I will go back home today and I'm going to give you the answer, right? So 2 things that I want you to do, right? And you know, see, I know I say I will answer your doubts and sometimes I may not answer, but today I will give you the answer for sure. And if you enjoyed the class, like how Nikita and many others enjoyed, please make sure you let me know in the comments because we've got you covered. And Avinash, if you're not feeling confident, don't worry, right? We're here, we've got you covered, right? So don't worry, okay? Now, of course, as we all know, all we tell you is if you like the way we teach, the effort we put into your education and your academics, then just subscribe to our channel, right? Because here we will be telling you ways in which you can ace your exams. And of course, don't forget to like this video and share this video with all of your friends. Now, for Deechita, who was asking me quite a lot who's my favorite cricketer, I'm very old school, but my favorite cricketer is Rahul Dravid, right? Okay. Many other questions? Let me know in the comments. I will see you all soon. But up until then, take care, lots of love, and bye-bye.